Our next guest has made it his mission to change the discussion about mental health, especially when it comes to youth. Eli Brown is very open about his personal experiences with anxiety, depression, and substance abuse, and how and when he got help. Now his clothing company, Shine the Light On, helps further the discussion and also raise money for mental health initiatives. Eli's in studio with me this morning. Great to have you here.
Thank you very much.
You're wearing one of the designs?
Yes. Yep.
Which, when you read it, says thankful, but there's a blank.
Yes, there's a blank here, and it was designed to show what are you thankful for, and every morning when someone puts it on, they get to put that little missing piece in there of what they're going to be thankful for that day.
I want to talk in a minute about your journey and where you got to the place where you could feel thankful. You had some serious experiences in university, but I think the pain of what you were dealing with started younger than that.
Correct. Yeah, so I struggled for many years. A lot of my struggles came up when I was about 18, 19 years old at university. The academic and athletic pressure of being at school was too much for me. But a lot of my struggles did start at the age of 14 after I went through sexual abuse. And not knowing how to reach out for help and who to talk to, I really kept my struggles within. And a lot of those struggles started to come out when I was about 18, 19 years old at first year university.
And how did they come out? What did that look like?
So for me, it started where I started to lose sleep. I started to lose interest in the things that I loved. I was at University of Michigan on a tennis scholarship, and I stopped wanting to play, stopped wanting to hang out with friends and isolate, started to skip on class. My diet changed a little bit, and then I started to feel a lot down, I just didn't really feel like myself anymore.
Yeah, confusing and scary for you, and probably also leaving a lot of questions for your family and friends who are watching you as well.
Correct, yeah. I mean, it was very difficult on my friends and my family. They saw someone who, a kid who was always smiling, who pursued his dream of going to Michigan to play tennis for them, to then someone who was struggling and completely dependent upon drugs and alcohol.
I know it can sometimes be a surprise to families because somebody who's struggling works so hard to hide it.
Yes.
And that's where part of that physical exhaustion comes in.
Yeah, I mean, it was just absolutely exhausting by the end of it. I felt like I couldn't keep going on. It just felt like there was no end to it.
Tell us about your recovery and what was it that worked for you?
So the first part of my recovery started for reaching out for help. I spoke to a couple friends who spoke with my parents as well, and that was the first step in my recovery and reaching out for help and gaining support system. And then from there, I went to a wilderness program in Utah, where I went camping.
This is you here?
Yeah, I went camping to say, that's what someone looks like after they haven't showered in about 47 days. So, it's a little, it was tough, but it was something I'm very thankful and grateful for going through that experience. And then from there, I moved into a sober living community in Boulder, Colorado, where I lived in a house with 30 guys, all from different parts around the world who all came there for different reasons, whether it was drug abuse, substance abuse, OCD, or gambling addiction. And we would always share our stories with each other. And it was by hearing everyone share their story, there was always that one common thread, and that was that no one ever felt comfortable sharing their story when they were struggling.
Were the reasons the same for not wanting to share their story?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were just scared of how they would be judged by others. It's very intimidating coming forwards and sharing a dark secret or something that's extremely traumatic. So that was the moment where I said, I want to start something that that lets youth share their story and creates a platform for people to do so. You
created this company that is that jumping off point for a lot of people. Correct. To start doing what you did, which was having conversations or just saying, I need some help. Tell us about Shine the Light On.
Correct, yeah. So it's a clothing line to raise awareness for mental health. What we do is we use thought-provoking designs to spark conversation and to build community. Really, all of our designs are done by people who have been impacted by mental health, so we interview them, and that's how we come up with our designs. And then the proceeds are donated to a variety of organizations around the world, and one of them is a local organization here called Mindfulness Without Borders, and they teach social and emotional learning to youth and educators around the world.
If there's anybody watching today that feels like they are right now at where you were at, where you know you need help but are afraid to make that step to ask, what would you say?
So the best advice I would have is to find that one or two people out there, whether family members or friends, reach out to them, tell them how you're struggling, and create that support system so you can start getting the proper help that one needs.
Great message, Eli. So thank you so much for coming on today.
Anytime. Thank you for having me.
For more information on Shine the Light On, we have a link on our website, yourmorning.ca. And don't forget, keep texting, make a long-distance call, and tweet using the hashtag BellLet'sTalk. Watch the Bell Let's Talk Day video on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat as well.